Kwanzaa, Ujamaa, Cooperative Economics. Let me just see how many are here for the first time celebrating Kwanzaa. You've never been to Kwanzaa before. All right, let me just take a moment to give you some sense of what this is all about. We are a people of symbol. Symbols are very important, but symbols stand for something much deeper than the symbol. For example, if baptism is a symbol, when the ancient Egyptians looked at physical birth, they looked at a physical being coming out of the water of the womb of their mother. So they said, then what can we do to dramatize a spiritual rebirth or birth? And thus then they determined that since we came out of the water, the womb of our mother physically, that we would come out of water to be baptized, symbolizing a new birth. So then that symbol is supposed to be an outward expression of the inner condition of one's heart and mind, the fact that one's heart and one's mind has been changed. But if that hasn't happened, the symbol means nothing. So these symbols here today, as we talk about the symbols of Kwanzaa very quickly, and I'm going to do this in about 3 or 4 minutes because we have a lot to do tonight. We start with the mkeka. Everybody say mkeka. Mkeka is the straw mat. If you look closely at this table, don't burn your shirt, brother. If you look closely at this table, you will see a straw mat under the bottom of everything. It represents the foundation. As the foundation, then, it represents the elders. It represents the parents. It represents the adults who have the responsibility of transmitting values, who have the responsibility of sharing the ways in which we have functioned before. John M. Beatty calls it cultural motifs and ontological phenomena. What are those values? Whenever a people is going through a struggle for survival as we are, there must be someone who can say, eons and eons ago, there must be a sense of historical continuity. Eons and eons ago, we went through this, and we went through that, and we had this situation, and we had that situation, and this is what we did. So adults have a signal and a very important responsibility of transmitting principles and values. Following those, if you look at everybody say muhindi. Muhindi are the ears of corn. If you look at an ear of corn, you see that it has kernels on it. What does it represent? It represents that little one in the front there walking back and forth. It represents the fact that if you plant those seeds, those kernels in the ground, you don't get more seeds, you get more stalks and you get more ears of corn. What then does that say? For generation upon generation to go on, if with the proper foundation, principles and values have been instilled in them, with each succeeding generation, then those individuals will carry with them those same principles and values. It's quite unfortunate, as I mentioned a night or two ago, that many of our ancestors, and of course many of our churches meaning well, have sequestered our elders away in senior citizens retirement facilities where they are away from the younger generations, and thus there's a loss of the knowledge and information and the impartation of values and principles that is so sorely needed in our community for those succeeding generations. Then we have the Kinara. Everybody say Kinara. Kinara, if you have a program, you see the word K-I-N-A-R-A. Kinara is the candle holder. It holds 7 candles, which represent the 7 principles, which represent the 7 days of Kwanzaa. Then we have the Mishumaa. Everybody say Mishumaa. Mishumaa are the candles. There are 7 candles representing 7 principles, representing 7 symbols. And so we have then the Kikombe Cha Umoja. Kikombe Cha Umoja. Cup of unity, symbolizing the unity that must exist. And of course, it's a nice large one, which would signify that all of us would drink from the same cup, but y'all don't want to do that today. Y'all think it, well, yeah. We have the Zawadi. Zawadi represent the gifts. At Kwanzaa, we give gifts that have meaning and purpose. Kwanzaa is a 7-letter word, having been adapted by Brother Maulana Karinga in 1966. The actual word Kwanzaa is only 6 letters. It means first fruits. There are many first fruits festivals in Ghana. In Ghana, in our community where we are from, the township, they have the Yam Festival. That's a Kwanzaa festival where they give reverence to the Creator for the prosperity of the crop, and they also share the blessings of being able to unify to harvest that crop. These are basic symbols of Kwanzaa, and you should know then that they represent something much deeper and much more profound. Brothers and sisters, we're moving very rapidly. This is our 30